Good morning. It is now time for lesson 2.7. We are going to work on multiplication again today. So, looking at multiplication, what we are going to do today is we're now going to take it a next step further. This is probably one of my favorite lessons. Really enjoy this lesson, and we're going to talk about why in a little bit. So, we're going to start right now with some mental math. So the first thing I want you to do is I have 3 different numbers right here on my board. I want you to make them in expanded form. So if you have a whiteboard and a marker, go ahead and put it on there. If you have just a pencil and paper, you can do it on there. This technically is mental math, but sometimes writing it down, for me, helps out. I did post a video, and I do have a video up right now that talks about a different way to do the expanded form. So I'm going to show you that way today. So 4,723. This is my new trick way. Well, not really new. I've had this way for a while, but the new one to you. The way you do this expanded form is you're going to write 4 times 10 plus 7 times 10. Plus 2 times 10 plus 3 times 10. Now I'm going to count starting with 0. I know that 3 is in the ones place. So that's the same thing as 10 to the 0 power. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. To check my work, 4 times 10 to the third is the same thing as 4 times 1,000. And this is 4 times 1,000. Isn't that a good way? Isn't that cool? All right, let's try it again. Okay, a longer number. So parentheses, don't forget. 2 times 10. 8 plus times 10 plus 9 times 10 plus 5 times 10 plus 4 times 10. Again, I start with my 0. So 10 to the 0, 10 to the first, second, third, and fourth. That's how you do expanded form with your powers of 10. Great way to do it. Great way to do it quickly. This is something that can be kind of easy. All right, I'm going to do one more. And actually, I want you to try this one on your own. Go ahead and hit pause. Come back when you're done with this one. Let's see if you get it. All right, you should have paused. Here we go. 8 times 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the fifth. Plus 9 times 10 to the fourth, plus 2 times 10 to the third, plus 3 times 10 to the second, plus 9 times 10 to the first, plus 5 times 10 to the 0. If you had that answer, you are correct. You are correct. So this is a cool way to do expanded form. This is a quick way to do it using powers of 10. I know I try to show you different ways because I want you to find one that works for you. So if this one works for you, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All right. So today, looking at multiplication, we've talked a little bit about traditional multiplication. We've talked a little bit about area model. And we talked about using partial products. I actually made a video for each of those. So if you want a reminder, I can post the links below. So check out the link that I'm going to have for you. But one of the things that you're going to do today is we're going to talk about how traditional multiplication works with larger numbers. Okay? All right. The reason why this method is my favorite is because I get to sing. And I promise you, I am not a good singer. I do not have a great voice. However, it does help you remember, and it does make you and give you something in your head when you're doing the multiplication that's like, oh yeah, this is your little hint. So if you're doing it on a test, if you're doing it on an assignment, if you're working on your own, this is a way that you can just remember what the steps are. So we're going to start by coming up with a number. So my favorite way to do this, I always try to come up with different ways to come up with different answers and numbers, things that I'm going to multiply. I like to use cards. So I'm literally going to draw a few cards. Okay, I'm going to do 2-digit times 2-digit cards. So what I did is I drew 4 cards. This is a good way for you to practice at home. If you have a family member or a sibling that can work with you on this, this would be awesome as well. So I'm going to use these cards and I'm going to do 68 times 19. Now notice I'm putting these in different numbers for now, different colors for now, because I'm going to show you my process using these colors. This is not a way, you don't have to use them. It's not required. But if you want a good way to help you learn the process in your head and help it make it visual, this is why I'm doing it this way. Now, I'm going to start with my red marker because I'm going to start with my ones. I'm going to pretend like this doesn't exist. And I'm going to multiply like normal. 9 times 8 is 72. Carry my 7. 9 times 6 is 54 plus 7. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. Okay, now I like to sing my song. This is where I remember. The X's and the O's, they haunt me. I sing that just because I put an X and I put a 0 placeholder. Now, a lot of people are like, Miss Gilman, but why? Why do you put that 0? Because this 1 is not worth 1. Technically, it's in the tens place. So what I'm doing is I'm making it into a 10. Remember, 10 times any number, you basically add a 0 to the end, right? So no matter what this digit is, you still add that 0. That is where the 0 comes from. It's because this number is in the tens column. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 6 is 6. And then I get to add. 2 plus 0 is 2. 8 plus 1 is 9. 6 plus 6 is 12. That's how you do this problem. We're going to do another one. I'm all about practice. I'm all about giving you examples and samples. So we're going to do another one. We're going to do 37 times, again, with that time symbol. Make sure that you put the little asterisk on there. 25. I'm going to start with purple. 5 times 7. We know that that's 35. 5 times 3 plus 3, 18. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 3 is 18. That's my first step. Then I get to sing. My X's and the O's, they haunt me. For every X, it counts as 1 0. Now I'm going to look at my green marker. This is another reason why I use a different color, is because if I have to carry a number, I know I'm using the green. That's the number I'm looking for. 2 times 7 is 14. So I put my 4, carry my 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus that 1 is 7. And now I get to add. 5 plus 0 is 5. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry my 1. 7, 8, 9. 925. That's how you do this problem. Doing some of these problems can be tricky. Pause whenever you need to pause. Rewind and rewatch things that you need to rewatch, or ask me if you have questions. Again, I don't care which way you do multiplication as long as you get it right. So we're going to do a few more practice problems. All right, so what I did is I went ahead and I opened up my math workbook to page 54. On page 54, this is your Everyday Mathland lesson 2.7 is where we are. It gives you a sample, and it always starts with an estimate. The reason why you start with an estimate is because you need to know, does your answer make sense? If I'm doing one of the multiplication problems like I just did, and say I stopped here and I said 37 times 25 equals 185. There's no way that that makes sense. Okay? Because if I did 30, to me, that's close to 40. 25, I'll say is even close to 20. 40 times 20 is 800. So if my answer was 185, that is nowhere near my estimate. That means that I know I messed up. So doing an estimate is going to help you figure out, am I close to the right number? Does my answer make sense? Okay? So it gives you a sample, and we're going to start with that sample, and we're going to look at it. So it said 76 is close to 80. Yep. 24 is close to 20. Yep. And if they multiply that together, you get 1,600. After they did the whole multiplication process, they ended up with 1,824. Is that close to 1,600? Yeah, I would say it's close enough. It's an estimate. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, if their estimate said 1,600 and say their answer was 1,000, that's way off. But if it's within a couple, like 100 or so, 200, it's okay, especially with multiplication. All right, 31. To me, that is really close to 30. 43 times 40. I'm going to just keep it easy. 30 times 40. I know 3 times 4 is 12. And my trick is I now add my zeros. Multiply the real numbers, add your zeros to the end. And now I'm going to do the multiplication. I'm going to go one number at a time. For my 3, I'm going to use my orange pen. For the 4, I'm going to use my purple pen. Okay? 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. All right, sing with me. My X's and the O's, they haunt me. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. And now I'm going to add everything together. 3 plus 0 is 3. 9 plus 4 is 13. Carry my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. And my answer is there. So my total answer is 1,333. That is my final answer. Is that close to 1,200? It is. So is my answer correct? Sure is. All right, let's do number 2. Number 2, 26 times 16. 26, let's see. I can make it 25. I think that would be easy. 25, yeah. And 16, since I went down, maybe I'm going to go up. Maybe I'm going to say 16 is close to 20. Make it easy. I know that 2 times 25 equals 50, and add that 0 to the end. So that means my answer is going to be about 500. Close to 500. All right, let's do the math. This time I'm going to do the same thing. Orange for the ones column, purple for the tens column. All right, 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 2 is plus 3. You should have 15. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. X's and the O's, they haunt me. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. Add those together. 6 plus nothing is 6. 5 plus 6 is 11. Carry my 1. 2 plus 2 is 4. 416. Is that close to 500? Yeah. So is that answer correct? Yes. I want you to do number 3 on your own. I want you to go ahead and pause, do number 3, and come back when you are finished. Click pause now. Did you pause? All right, here we go. My estimate, the way that I would estimate this is I would say 90 times 50, because that's close enough. 9 times 5 is 45. Add my 2 zeros. That means my answer is going to be close to 4,500. All right, 6 times 7 is 42. Carry my 4. 6 times 8 is 48. Plus 4 is 52. X's and O's, they haunt me. All right, 4 times 7 is 28. Carry my 2. 4 times 8 is 32. Plus 2 is 34. Add those answers together, and you should have 2, 0, carry my 1, 0, carry my 1, 4,002. So if you had 4,002, you are correct. All right. Now it says, explain how your estimate helps you check whether your answer in problem 1 makes sense or not. So I estimated the answer to be 1,200. I got 1,333. This is close. Basically, my estimate was close to my answer. My estimate was close to my answer. Now, they want us to do area model to explain how it relates to the work in problem 3. And this is okay, except for usually when I do area model, I do it a little bit differently. So today, for right now, you're going to mark out number 5. You do not have to do it. You do not have to do it. All right, looking at math boxes for the day. Again, this is what you're going to need to do. So it says use the exponential form for parts D and E. So here on D and E, I need to multiply by 10 to a power. 10 to a power. I'm not going to tell you what that power is because I am taking this for a grade today. Exponential form, 10,000 equals 10 to the which power? You should know how to do these. We've practiced these every day. All right, number 3. Find the volume of the prism with the base times height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just helped you by showing you that it's 8 times 6 for the base times 5 for the height. And then for number 4, you need to make an estimate. So you need to tell me what your estimate is. Remember, for your estimate, you're not writing just a number. You're writing the problem. So 64 is close to 60 times 5 is close to 5. And give me your answer. 89, what number is that close to? Times 3, what number is that close to? Equals, give me that answer. Your answer should be, your estimate should have all 3 numbers on there. And then finally, you need to do the math. For number 5, it says, explain how you know the formula volume equals base times height tells you how many unit cubes would be packed in the prism. So I want you to try to explain this problem. This problem right here will be extra credit. So if you make a problem with one of these, if you mess up, it will help boost your grade. But if you get it wrong, it will not count against you. Okay. I want you to try to tell me in your own words, how did finding the volume tell you how many cubes are in this container? I'll say that again. How did using the volume, this part right here, how did the volume tell me how many cubes would fit in there? That's what you have to tell me in your own words. Okay? There are some extra practice pages today. Make sure you are doing them. If you have questions, jump on the live, and I will see you soon. Have a great day.